Hello, my friend, and welcome to today's yoga practice. My name is Sydney if it is your first time here, and this is Sharing Calm, my YouTube channel where I teach yoga, share mindfulness practices, and also hopefully inspire you to go deeper into both your inner and outer worlds. If you're not yet subscribed to this channel, please don't forget to do that before you head on out. And let's go into today's practice. Today, our yoga flow will be focusing on the air element. Qualities of the air element have a lot to do with lightness, clarity, movements like breeze through trees, and also a little bit of change. There's a lot more to air. It is our entire life. The force behind our life, our breath. Air can come into every and should come into pretty much every yoga or meditation practice, but we are going to point ourselves in the direction of opening ourselves up for more clarity, more power of change, more movement and lightness, just like those qualities that I mentioned. So the air element is one of 5 elements in the Ayurvedic science. And if you're interested in other elemental yoga flows, I'm working on going through all of them right now. So you can head to the link in the description below to practice all of those. Or like this video if you like that idea, so that I know that I should keep making these videos as well. But without further ado, let's get into today's practice. We're going to begin in child's pose. So this child's pose can be whatever version is calling to you today. So you might bring your big toes and your knees to touch, bringing your hips back towards your heels. Your knees also may be wide, maybe as wide as your mat. If your hips don't quite go back to your heels, that's okay. If you want to, grab a block or a blanket, a pillow, something of that kind to sit underneath your hips to bring the contact of the earth up to you. Wherever your lower body is, you can go ahead and crawl your hands out in front of you. And on an exhale, bring the front of your chest and your forehead towards the mat. Your forehead might rest onto the mat. Allow yourself to melt into this moment. Right away, observing your breath, observing your body. Seeing how you're feeling right away here today to start this practice. Paying attention to each inhale and each exhale. Maybe right away starting to lengthen the breath, slowing it down. Slowing and steady your mind down with it. On your next inhale, when it comes to you, lift yourself up into a tabletop position, hands and knees. Knees below hips, wrists below shoulders, spreading your fingers wide and pressing the tops of your toes down into the mat. Right away, finding some organic movement, maybe rocking your hips side to side. Shaking your head, yes and no. Trying not to worry too much about what you look like here, but just finding what feels good. Right away, opening up the gates to your own power, your own willpower to decide what's right for you. What's right for your breath, what's right for your body. When you're ready, go ahead and find stillness for a moment. And then inhale to drop the belly button down, lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling, and open your chest through your biceps, lifting the chin. Exhale to round the spine up, curling the pelvis towards your chest. Crown of the head points down. Inhale, belly button drops, chest opens, cow pose. And exhale, rounding the spine up, cat pose, really pulling your heart through your shoulders towards the ceiling. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, flat back, long spine. Curl your toes under and hover the knees. And exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pressing down into the heels. Inhale, shifting forward on the toes, bringing your shoulders above your wrists, high plank. And exhale, lower the knees, bringing yourself to sit back on your heels. Inhale, fingertips extend forward to come up, biceps alongside your ears. And exhale, pull your elbows back, cactus arms as you lower your fingers to the mat, taking the full length of your breath. Inhale, fingertips extend forward to come up. And exhale, cactus arms, opening the chest. Shoulder blades massage the spine as your fingers come down to the mat. On an inhale, dive forward through table, straight to cow pose. Exhale, round the spine up. Inhale, flat back, long neck. Curl the toes under and hover the knees. And exhale to lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting forward to a high plank, high push-up. And exhale, lower the knees, come to sit back on your heels. Take an exhale here. Inhale, fingertips forward to come up. And exhale, opening the chest, maybe lifting the gaze, lifting the chin for a slight back bend. As you bring your arms through cactus and fingertips to the ground. Inhale, extend the fingers forward to come up. And exhale, cactus arms. This time, inhaling to cross your right arm below your left, maybe giving yourself a hug or bringing the backs of your arms together, crossing your right hand towards your face and around. Maybe your palms come together for eagle arms. Lifting the elbows up, lifting your hands away from you. Sitting here with your breath. Feeling light in your upper body, like you're floating. On each exhale, drop the shoulders down and away from the ears, and on each inhale, pull your hands away from your face. Two more, full and slow, deep breaths. On an exhale, go ahead and unwind. Open your arms left to right. Inhaling here. And exhale, drop the hands down, walking forward through table. Inhale, drop the belly down, lift the chest, cow pose. Exhale, rounding the spine up, cat pose. Inhale, flat back, long spine, curl the toes under, hover the knees. And exhale to lift your hips up and back, pressing your heels down into the mat, downward facing dog. Inhale, shifting forward, high plank, high push up. And exhale, lower the knees. Come to sit back on your heels. Inhale, fingertips forward and up. And exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, this time left arm below right. Maybe just giving yourself a hug and staying here. Or wrapping your left hand towards you and around to bring your palms together. Lift your elbows up and bring your hands away from you. And remember to drop your shoulders down. Relaxing your neck, relaxing your jaw. Keeping your mind's eye on your breath. Following the path of it into your body and sending it to the muscles that need attention. Sending it to the muscles that are still trying to let go. One more deep inhale here. And on an exhale, unwind, open the arms, left to right, inhale here. And exhale to walk the hands forward into table. Take an inhale to curl the toes under, and exhale, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog, pressing the chest towards the thighs. On an inhale, come up onto the toes, lift your gaze between your hands and walk step or float to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, root down to rise up. Arms lift, gaze lifts. And exhale, hands come together at your heart. Closing your eyes if it feels comfortable. Taking a moment to feel light even as you're standing here in this mountain pose. Feeling the air of the room wrapped around you, keeping you balanced and centered. On an inhale, lift the hands, lift the gaze. And exhale, hinge at the hips, bend the knees generously, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, long neck. And exhale, plant the palms, stepping your right foot back, lowering your right knee down to the mat. Right toes can stay tucked or untucked. And inhale, biceps alongside ears, coming up for your low crescent. Really pressing the right toes down into the earth. Trying to keep aware of your left knee, bringing it above your left ankle. Feeling the opening of the front of the right hip all the way up through the right armpit chest. Taking long holds today to feel your breath in the pose. Watch what the air can do to change the sensations in your body. Maybe lifting the hips up an inch or two to grow lighter. Inhale, lift the fingertips. And exhale, cactus arms, lifting the gaze, opening the chest. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale, right hand comes down, left wing opens for a twist. Trying to keep your left knee from falling out towards the left side of your mat. And exhale, bring your left hand down to frame the left foot. Bring the left knee back to meet the right. Inhale to lift your knees and exhale, hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 5 deep breaths here. On an inhale, lift the heels, lift the gaze between the hands. And exhale, stepping your feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. Arms extend, gaze might lift. And exhale, hands come together at your heart, really pressing your palms in together. This place in the center line of your body, the balancing of left and right, the balancing from the top to the bottom, your roots to your crown, your heart center, your lungs, this place where you lie, your heart, your life, your energy. When someone says your name and you're trying to clarify if you heard them right, you go, me? You point at your heart. You don't go, me? Me? You mean me? So really that place right there, that's where we're connecting our palms. This is that place we can go when we have questions about what we need. What do we need to find balance? On an inhale, your arms lift, gaze might lift as well. And exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, keeping the chin tucked slightly to keep the neck long. And exhale, plant the hands, step the left foot back, and place the left knee onto the mat. Keeping toes tucked or untucked, whatever feels grounded and stable here. So that when you inhale and rise up, your lower body is firmly planted. Your breath bringing lightness into this pose, while the gravity holds you down and holds you steady. Remember to relax the shoulders down your back. Find a steady point to keep your gaze. To keep your gaze still. To help alleviate distraction. Continuing to breathe. Continuing to learn about yourself in this shape. As thoughts, emotions, and feelings arise, watch as your breath guides you through it. On an inhale, maybe lifting the hips up just an inch or two. Exhaling to relax the shoulders. Inhale, fingers rise. And exhale, cactus arms, maybe lifting the gaze for a slight back bend. Inhale, arms lift. And exhale, plant your left palm inside your right foot and open your right wing to the sky, stacking left shoulder above left wrist, right shoulder above left, and right wrist at the top. Continuing to hug your right knee in towards your inner body to keep it from falling out towards or off the right side of your mat. And on an exhale, bring your right hand to the outside of your right foot and step your right foot back to meet your left. Plant the palms and exhale, downward facing dog. Let go of any tension or clenching in the jaw. And on an exhale, bring your knees down to your mat. Coming to a kneeling position. Hips are not sitting back on the heels. We're going to move into a little bit of a camel practice here to really open the front body, open the lungs, to create space to bring more air in. Now, if you're anything like me, back bends and heart openers are very hard, and they almost make me feel like sometimes if I go too deep that I can't breathe. So if at any point you're feeling like that, like you can't catch your breath, then just go ahead and back out. Maybe drop down into a seat. Maybe even place a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly to feel them filling with air. That's going to bring you connected just as much as anything else. If you wanted to try camel to start, you'll bring your hips above your knees. I like to curl my toes under. Some people like to keep the tops of their feet on the mat. So maybe you'll try both if you've never tried any before. Go ahead and bring your hands to your low back, fingertips pointing down to start, and hug your elbows in towards one another behind you. You'll notice right away that this starts to just naturally push your hips forward. But make sure you're not only doing that, and you're really inhaling to lift the chest up, and exhaling like you're rounding your upper body over a big beach ball. And that might be as far as you go. Or you might play with bringing your hands down to your heels or your ankles. You might keep your chin tucked towards your chest. I recommend that if you've never explored this pose before. It's a good place to take your time, really learn about what this feels like, staying active in the thighs. As you pull and open your chest up towards the sky, it might feel right to drop your crown down towards the mat. If at any time you're doing this and you lose your breath, slowly come out of it by lifting one hand and then the other to your low back, slowly rounding your chest inwards to come out. And I'll go through that again when we're all ready, but just wanted to save anyone out there that needed it in that moment of trial and error. Continuing to breathe. Continuing to just be with the breath. Really focusing on the chest lifting upwards, more so than your hips pushing forwards, though both are important. And on an inhale, if anybody is still in that camel, come out the same way that you came in. Bring your hands down to the mat in front of you. Untuck your toes if they're tucked. And come to meet any of our friends who were seated. Right away, you might bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Maybe catching your breath if you lost it. Slowing it down once again. Maybe noticing the lightness that you feel in your heart center. Maybe recognizing that lightness as a soft, glowing green light, circling throughout this center area of your chest. If your mind wanders, just allow it to come back. Recognizing that each breath is a chance to begin again, to begin anew. Each moment, really a new moment, brand new, letting go of the moments before and not even concerning yourself with the moments that have yet to come. Allowing the recognition of that simple fact to maybe release any weight off your shoulders that you're holding on to. For things that you've done or anything that you're worrying about. On an inhale, go ahead and walk your hands forward into a table. And exhale to lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. On an inhale, step, walk, hop or jump your feet between your hands, halfway lift. Maybe lifting up higher in this halfway lift than you normally do. Exhale, forward fold. Emptying out. Inhale, rise up, gaze lifts. And exhale, hands come together at your chest. We're going to work into a short tree practice here today. So right away, connecting with both of the soles of your feet evenly. Feeling stable, rooted, and grounded. Then begin to shift your weight over into your left foot. Bringing your gaze down to a spot of focus or drishti in front of you as you bring the sole of your right foot towards your inner thigh. I'm bad at talking and balancing, but I'm sure you're doing great wherever you are, or bringing the sole of your right foot to your inner ankle, your inner calf. Keeping your hips level here as you spin your right knee out towards the right. Your hands can stay connected at this balance point of your heart center, or you might lift and extend your branches. Maybe bringing movement into your arms or fingers, finding lightness in this tree today. On your next inhale, bring your knee forward for a one-legged mountain pose. And exhale to plant your right foot down to the mat. Go ahead and shake that out in your legs, whatever you need to do. Finding balance between both legs, left and right. And then beginning to shift your weight over into your right foot. Lifting your left heel off the mat, spinning your left knee out, bringing the sole of your left foot to the inside of your right ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Maybe keeping your hands pressed together at your heart if that is your place of true clarity and balance. Maybe you find movement soft through the arms, like tree branches swaying in the wind. Wherever you are on your next inhale, bring your left knee forward for a one-legged mountain. And exhale, plant the left foot beside the right. Maybe rolling the hips in a circle one way or the other. That just felt right. So I welcome you to find what feels right for you after that. Standing tall in a mountain pose, opening your palms forward and up beside you. And then inhale, arms lift, gaze lifts. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, step both feet back, high plank, high push up. And exhale, lower the knees. Swing your feet to one side or the other and come to lie down on your back. Right away, go ahead and hug your knees in towards your chest. Rock side to side. And then go ahead and plant the soles of your feet down onto the mat, bringing them wide, at least as wide as your yoga mat. And then drop your knees over to the left, like you're windshield wipering your legs. When you do this, it might feel nice to bring the outside of your left foot or left ankle to the top of the right knee to really press the inside of the right leg down towards the mat deeper. Hands can rest wherever they feel natural. For me, it's right on my hip space, my low abdomen. And it might feel good to extend your arms left and right. Maybe that football post or cactus shape in the arms. And exhale, go ahead and release that, coming up through center. and over to the right side to finish out that breath. Maybe crossing your right foot on top of your left knee. Once again, hands come to a natural, comfortable place, somewhere where you can relax the shoulders, relax your mind, and simply stay with the breath. Staying with the element of air as it envelops you in this space. As it circles around you and within you. On an exhale, you can release that, slowly bringing your knees up once more. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to drop wide for a reclined cobbler's pose. You might even bring your arms to mirror your legs by interlacing your fingers behind your head and opening your elbows left and right. When you're ready, go ahead and extend your legs long towards the bottom of your mat. Keeping your heels wide, allowing your toes to splay left and right. If your hands were behind your head, you can go ahead and extend your fingers towards your feet, palms open towards the ceiling as they rest wide beside your hips. Coming into this final resting pose of Shavasana. Allowing yourself to let go of any control of the breath that you were still holding on to. And allow that life force energy of the element of air to take over. Allowing it to guide you with comfort and lightness, clarity and relaxation. Allowing yourself to settle into this pose so deeply that it almost feels like you are the air floating in this space on your mat. You are your breath. You are your heart. On an inhale, go ahead and bring yourself back into your physical body by wiggling your fingers and your toes, rolling your wrists, maybe shaking your head to the right and the left. And then hugging your knees in towards your chest. Go ahead and slowly roll to one side or the other, either one, perfectly acceptable. And pushing yourself up to a comfortable seat, keeping your eyes closed or your gaze soft and down in front of you. You can bring your palms to your knees here. Check in with yourself again. See if you can feel and recognize the difference between how you felt prior to this practice and how you're feeling now. Is your mind more clear? Does your heart feel light and bright? Do you feel like you're ready to move and expand through this life in a way that is true for you? On an inhale, you can bring your hands together at your chest for a moment of gratitude. Gratitude for this practice, for this time, and to yourself for taking the time to practice. Go ahead and inhale your thumbs to your third eye. And we exhale. Namaste. And go ahead and blink your eyes open if they're not already. I had a visitor there at the end if you heard or saw that. And I hope you're able to move off of your mat with more awareness of the breath and maybe inspiration from the air element. Once again, if you liked this practice, then don't forget to like this video. And maybe go ahead and check out some of my other elemental yoga flows here on the YouTube channel. I will talk to you soon and see you next time. Bye.